Hey, it's JJ, and I'm here with
Eric,
my husband. And today we are going to talk about our favorite cut of meat right now, and maybe throw a few others in.
Okay.
So, our favorite cut of meat right now, I feel like we should have a drum roll, is a tenderloin roast. Now, I want to give you a little history on this. I was going to bring it out with me, but I forgot to bring it to the studio. So I bought a tenderloin roast a few weeks ago, and I thought it was a tenderloin. So I look at the label a little more closely, and I see that roast word, and I'm like, oh no. I thought I'd gotten a great deal on tenderloin. I'm like, oh boy, it's like time for dinner. It's time to cook dinner. And I've got this tough roast piece of meat I don't know what to do with. And this should have been braising or in the slow cooker or something. And I threw a mini hissy fit. I was like, oh, I don't know what's going to be happening for dinner tonight. It's a tenderloin roast. What's a roast? Do you remember this?
I do. I remember saying nothing.
As you wisely should. So, of course, I got on, did a little search for a recipe, and they told me that I could cook it in a short amount of time, which I was skeptical. I was still thinking we are going to get shoe leather here, but okay, let's give it a try. So I salted it up. I seared it. Threw that pan in the oven at 425. It cooked really fast, at maybe 20 minutes. I cut into that baby. I wish I had pictures. I cut into that baby. And it's got a beautiful, we like medium rare. It's got a beautiful pink, and the juices are there. Good sign.
Yeah.
Good sign. And we ate it, and it was delicious. It was delicious. So it's got a slightly grainier texture than tenderloin specifically, but very juicy, very delicious. Not a really even strong roast flavor to me. It doesn't taste like chuck roast or something. So it was delicious. So right now we've been really hitting that on replay quite a bit.
Yeah. And I like it when I like something and then I have it frequently. That's like a success tip for you. Find something you like and eat that.
I like a little more variety, but we are partnerships, so we've been having it a little more on replay than maybe I would normally do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
What else are we eating these days?
What are we eating these days?
Well, I have kind of a strip steak kind of phase because I got really burnt out on ribeyes. And a lot of people, like, ribeye is their favorite thing. And I'm like, yeah. It's not my favorite. I really love filet mignon, but it's a little leaner than a ribeye. And so I'm maybe not getting as much fat as I need. And they're expensive. So I've been having what are those sirloin cuts that I've been getting that have been somewhat cheaper?
I thought it was strip steak that you just said.
No, there's another one.
Else?
There's another one that has less
know.
fat on it, obvious fat on it. I don't really read the label on the steak thing. I sort of look for the shape.
Which is what I did
And
with the
price
tenderloin
tag.
roast. But
Because there's a certain price that I hit where I just have like, it's hard to justify that unless it's some sort of special occasion. But what it's a kind of a terrible secret I'm going to divulge.
oh boy, I know what it is. Okay, ready?
I do not put ketchup on my steaks, and I never have because that would add sugar to it as well. But I do use brown mustard to dip my steak bites in because it just needs a little something. I didn't used to be that way, but I eat so much of it now that's how it is.
Yeah.
We eat pork. I have bacon with my breakfast, but what is the pork thing that we have?
Yeah,
that I like?
so we've also been eating pork tenderloin. I've been sort of rotating a lot between pork tenderloin and the beef tenderloin roast. And of course it's pork, but we are not strict triple B&E, which is bacon, butter, eggs,
beef,
beef, yeah.
Bacon, butter,
B.
eggs, beef. Beb.
I don't know.
I don't think it's as catchy as triple B.
No. So yeah, we've been sort of rotating the pork tenderloin in, and then inevitably between the roast and the tenderloin, we end up with this little stub of meat that's left over. And so I will cook up some chicken wings to sort of fill out that meal with that leftover stub.
Do you know what the macros are on the pork tenderloin, fat-wise?
No, I don't. I know it's pretty lean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She puts butter all over everything, or just eats a spoonful of butter.
So that's what I've been eating lately. So I do not recommend this starting out by any means. I've been doing carnivore, mostly meat, for it was a year in October, so more than a year. And I'm just sort of ready to experiment after the holidays a little bit. And also I've been at a weight, which is a pretty good weight, but I think there's more to go. Looking for more thyroid health as well, more hormonal health. And so I've really been looking at some of the research by like Dr. Elizabeth Bright, some of her recommendations and others. She's just the one that's coming to my mind right now. And trying to do more of a higher fat carnivore. Now, again, I wouldn't recommend this at the start. At the start, do what's sustainable. Whatever works for you. Ketovore. I would do a salad a week usually when I was in the early days of carnivore. Sometimes I still do. So do what's sustainable. Adding a bunch of fat can also do a number on your digestive system. Now, it doesn't for me. I've been doing this so long, my body's like, okay. So I'm really experimenting with having quite a bit more fat, and that is coming in the form of butter right now. And just to see what happens with my, can I even hit a higher level of energy? And can I hit a higher level of thyroid health? I know that's one of the numbers I've mentioned that I'm hoping to be able to reduce my medication at some point. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, this experimentation is one of the advanced phases of carnivore as a skill, which we will continue to talk about until we stop talking about it. But it is an experiment phase. After the holidays, I didn't have to do an experiment. I knew exactly what to do. Beef, bacon, butter, and eggs for me. And I'm right back down to my pre-holiday feasting, off the plan eating weight, and I feel good.
Yeah.
So I think we pretty much covered it.
Yeah, that's what we've
What are you
been
eating?
Yes, what are you eating? Are there any great cuts of meat that we don't know about, like the tenderloin roast?
Oh, I have a question.
Oh, yeah.
How are people able to eat ground beef? Because I can't, unless it's filled with stuff that makes it into spaghetti sauce. Or a hamburger with all the trimmings on it.
Now, I do like little ground beef. I haven't had it recently, but I've been kind of craving it lately. And I just put some taco seasoning in it, some Redmond, some clean taco seasoning. I know. I'm just saying what I do.
Yeah.
Throw a little sour cream, maybe a little sprinkle of cheese, and I eat it with pork rinds, usually. Sometimes not pork rinds, but
You
sometimes
just said a whole bunch of words I don't like.
Yeah.
But-
so we need your help.
But the other question is what is the fat to protein ratio? Maybe if it was higher fat, I would be able to gag it down easier. Because I think that the highest fat ratio we've ever found has been like 30-70.
Yes.
And I don't even know if that was enough. I needed to be like 70-30.
70 fat.
That might be a little gross. All right. You should like and subscribe and comment. Let us know what cuts of meat you're eating and maybe how you're making them
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
and how you're advancing your skill with carnivore.